At my daughter's school play, every parent was recording their child except me. My mother-in-law had taken my phone earlier saying, "I'll keep it safe." When my 6-year-old came out on stage and looked for me in the crowd excitedly, my mother-in-law stood up and started booing loudly. "Get off the stage, you talentless brat!" Other parents stared in shock and disgust. My daughter started crying on stage while trying to remember her lines. The teacher tried to intervene, but my father-in-law yelled, "She deserves to know she's terrible at everything." My sister-in-law threw her program toward the stage, and it hit my daughter. When I tried to stand up to comfort her, my husband grabbed my arm roughly and said, "Sit down and stop embarrassing my mother." My daughter ran off stage sobbing while the entire audience watched in horror. I found her in the bathroom. She'd grabbed scissors from the first aid kit and cut off chunks of her own hair. "I wanted to be ugly," she whispered, "so nobody would look at me anymore." The principal had already called the police. At the hospital, they photographed the bruises on my arm where my husband had grabbed me. They documented my daughter's hair. The social worker asked if I felt safe going home. I said no. That night, we stayed at a women's shelter. My phone had 17 missed calls from my husband, 6 voicemails from his mother, each more vicious than the last. She threatened to sue for grandparents' rights. I turned off my phone. The next morning, I met with a lawyer. He'd already subpoenaed the school's security footage. Multiple parents had recorded the incident. "Your husband physically restrained you while his family abused her and his sister assaulted her," he said. "That's child abuse and domestic violence." Then he showed me something worse. A forensic accountant examined our finances. My husband had opened 3 credit cards in my name. Total debt, $47,000. He'd transferred $82,000 from our joint savings into a secret account. He'd purchased a motorcycle I'd never seen and rented a storage unit filled with expensive electronics. He'd been living a double life while I raised his daughter and endured his family's cruelty. The criminal trial lasted 3 days. The prosecution played the auditorium footage. You could see my daughter's face when her grandmother stood up. You could see her smile crumble. You could see my husband's hand on my arm, yanking me back down. 12 witnesses testified. Parents, teachers, the school counselor who found my daughter with the scissors. My husband's younger brother flew in from California. He hadn't spoken to the family in 8 years. He testified about growing up in that household, about the verbal and physical abuse, about escaping at 17 and never looking back. The jury deliberated for 3 hours. All 4 guilty. My husband got 18 months. His parents got 12 months each. His sister got 6 months plus community service. All 4 were ordered to pay my daughter's therapy costs and forbidden from contact until she turns 18. My mother-in-law sobbed in court. My husband stared at me with pure hatred, as though he couldn't comprehend how his wife had destroyed his family instead of quietly accepting abuse. The divorce finalized 3 months later. I got full custody with 0 visitation rights. I got the house. I got spousal support. My husband was responsible for the fraudulent debt and all his hidden purchases. I didn't care about the money. I cared about the safety. A year later, my daughter's new school invited her to participate in their spring play. She'd been hesitant at first, but her teacher was patient and encouraging. I sat in the auditorium with my phone ready to record. When my daughter appeared on stage in her sparkling fairy godmother costume, she scanned the audience until she found me. I waved, she grinned and waved back. Then she performed beautifully. Afterward, she ran to me in the lobby, still in costume. I scooped her up and spun her around. "You were magnificent," I told her. I recorded the whole thing. "Can we watch it tonight with ice cream?" she asked. "Triple fudge if you want it." That night, after we'd watched the recording 3 times after she'd fallen asleep, I sat on my porch. The school play that shattered our lives had also freed us. Nobody would ever make either of us feel worthless again.